Hey gang, I know a lot of you have heard about Joel Osteen, and we're going to talk about him, but before we do, first off let me state that I'm not a member of his church, I'm not a representative of Joel Osteen, I have no association with him whatsoever, I'm no Bible expert or anything like that, I'm just an average guy that's been listening to him for a couple of months. And Joel Osteen is a controversial figure, which may sound funny considering he's a Christian minister that's never had a scandal and he's never done anything wrong that we know of, yet there's this controversy and you probably heard bad things about him which is understandable because a lot of people say bad things about him that have never even listened to him. So I'll talk about my experiences with him, and I don't speak on his behalf. This is just what I get out of it. One of the terms that you most often hear associated with Osteen is the prosperity gospel. And what people are trying to imply or insinuate by using that term is that he's teaching that if you follow his teachings and do what God wants you to do, you're going to win the lottery and come into riches and things like that. Well, I've never heard him say anything close to that. In fact, I haven't heard him speak about money specifically too much at all. He doesn't really preach that. The thing with Osteen is it's more about improving your life. And that could mean anything. Maybe you're unemployed for a while and you get a job. Maybe you're lonely and you meet the love of your life. Maybe your grandmother has cancer and she recovers from it. It could be a lot of things. Another thing that makes people suspicious of Osteen is he has some best-selling books and he seems to make good money from these books. And people, especially in America, seem to have this belief that people that have the highest calling should make the least amount of money. And they don't want to give Joel Osteen money for one of his books. They don't think that's right, but they'll blow money going and seeing an entertainer that's not doing anything that's going to enlighten them or enrich their life in any way. They'll go spend a bunch of money to watch a professional football game, to watch these guys run around and make millions of dollars to play a game, and they're okay with that. They'll spend a lot of money to buy a video game console so their kids can play violent video games and take that in their minds, but they have a problem spending money to buy one of his books and do something that's going to help them. I've never felt a hard sell technique from Osteen to buy his book. He just puts them out there and says, if you want to buy it and read it, I think that this is something that's going to help you out and something that you can get something from. But there's no hard sell techniques. He doesn't pressure you or say you have to. And of course his church takes donations. They have a big facility and it costs money to run that. But I've never felt any kind of pressure that I have to give them a bunch of money or anything like that. Osteen is not out there just trying to get money from you. In fact, I think he's put out more free content than anyone else I can think of. He streams his services live and free. The videos are all over YouTube. There's plenty of free, easy access to them, and he's not just trying to rake in the money off of everyone. Another criticism of Osteen I see people, especially Christians, making is he doesn't usually talk about sin in a direct way. But I can assure you, he's not okay with sin. He just has the philosophy that he wants to be known more for what he's for than what he's against. Many churches will tell you, don't sin, don't do these things that feel good because God will hate it. Well, if you want to put a desire in someone to do something, tell them not to do it, and then they're probably going to want to do it. Joel Osteen tries to focus on the positive and shows you why you should live that life with tangible reasoning. Even though Osteen likes to focus on ways to improve your life, and they like to call that the prosperity gospel, he makes no guarantees, and I think it would be more accurate to call what he does the mental health gospel. And the reason is, a lot of the things he focuses is on the mind, and people will criticize him for that. He preaches a lot of positive thinking. Well, what are we supposed to do? Would it be better if we think negatively? And another thing that he focuses on a lot is attitude. And my friends, attitude is something that you are in complete control of, and you can change it in an instant and it won't cost you a thing. I suggest just listening to one of his 30-minute sermons, one per day for 5 days, and if you don't feel you got anything out of it, then don't do it anymore. The worst that could happen is you waste a little bit of time. And I'm sure that a lot of you waste time every day doing silly things. Just see if it benefits you. Leave me a comment, let me know what you think, and be sure to subscribe if you're not already subscribed, and you can check out my other videos. Thanks.